Why are so many guys today 5'8", 5'9", instead of being 6 foot like their genetics should allow? I've personally reversed my stunted growth and I've helped out countless of other people grow a couple extra inches, but the truth of the matter is that most people are unknowingly holding themselves back. This isn't just another video about quick fixes, this is actually understanding what's robbing your potential in the modern world. So what's the actual problem? Well, firstly, it's your diet and processed foods. Today, the modern diet is low in minerals, high in seed oils, high in preservatives, and high in additives. Not only this, but 90% of people are deficient in magnesium, calcium, zinc, and boron, which is going to lead to less bone mineralization, hence stunting your growth even more. On top of this, even if you go to a grocery store thinking you're going to be healthy, 90% of everything on the shelves is super heavily processed, and processed junk dehydrates your cells, and the poor protein quality actually reduces your bone density and your collagen. Your diet is quite literally the fundamental if you're going to grow taller. Think about it logically here. If your body's not getting enough vitamins, nutrients, minerals, everything it needs to grow taller to actually develop and stimulate bone growth, then you're not going to grow taller. It's the same reason why people who are anorexic, who don't eat a lot, tend to be a lot shorter, and it just directly stunts their growth. And you can see this in real world examples. The villain in Creed 4, I think his name was Ivan Drago. This guy is 6'5", 200 IQ, chiseled, tons of bone mass. And in an interview, it was because he said he ate a lot of raw milk, a lot of raw meats, liver, deer, beef, all these kind of things, because they actually influence your height growth. Because when your body gets real nutrients from real foods like the deer, like the meat, like the oysters, like the steaks, all that kind of stuff, it is going to fuel your body and stimulate bone growth. And if you want to follow a simple diet which is going to maximize your height growth, you can just follow something simple like an ancestral diet. This is your meats, your eggs, your dairy, and your fruits. That's all you really need. The second reason why you're not growing as tall as you're supposed to be is the hormonal collapse crisis. Testosterone levels in men are 40 to 50% lower than what it was just a couple decades ago, and this is going to cause a lot of issues. And the reason why this is so crucial for height growth is because if you're a guy and you have lower levels of testosterone and higher levels of estrogen, this is what causes your growth plates to close prematurely. So instead of them closing in your early 20s, they're going to close in your late teens, even sometimes when you're like 16, which is not what you want. This is the same reason why girls, for example, who naturally produce a lot more estrogen, their growth plates close at like 14, 15, 16. And it sucks because we live in a world where we're exposed to so many estrogenic chemicals, even to your underwear. If your underwear is made out of polyester, it's filled with xeno and phenoestrogens, which are going to mimic estrogen in your body. So you're cooked. Not only this, but it's in your water, it's in your processed foods, it's in pesticides, it's everywhere. And this is just going to decrease other hormones which you need to grow taller, like your growth hormone and your IGF-1 hormone, which are literally synergized together to stimulate bone growth. Without hormonal support, your growth plates literally can't be maximized. The third thing is obesity and living a sedentary lifestyle. Not only does being overweight, especially as a kid, compress your spine and your joints, but it also makes you hold more fat, which is going to make you carry and produce more estrogen. And trust me, this is coming from a guy who was overweight, and I'm telling you, literally when I just lost 50 pounds in 3 months, I grew 1 inch just from being decompressed. Even living a sedentary lifestyle where you're not running around, moving, being active, playing a sport is going to lead to no biomechanical stimulation for growth. Our ancestors used to hike, climb, sprint, carry. Now we just sit at a desk all day. Hence why so many people now have poor posture and literally have nerd neck. That alone is taking away 2 inches from your height. The fourth thing is sleep deprivation. Your body naturally releases the most of its growth hormone during deep sleep at night. So when you're not getting the right sleep, you're not getting enough sleep, your sleep quality is not great, well, you're cooked. Most people nowadays think 6 hours of sleep is actually really good. They're happy with 6 hours of sleep. Even though they wake up a little bit tired, they still feel like they got enough sleep. But the truth is, if you're not getting 8 hours of deep restorative sleep, then you're not going to grow taller. So that 6 hours of sleep you got last night where you doom scrolled for an hour before bed, getting all that blue light exposure, is going to lead to you having terrible poor REM cycles and then leading to no bone growth. The fifth thing is medications and environmental toxins. Most people who are under the age of 21 who are literally in their prime growth window are just ruining it with medications and environmental toxins. Things like antidepressants, ADHD meds are stunting your growth. Even all the endocrine disruptors in your like water and even your skincare products, they're all filled with these chemicals which are just going to throw off your hormonal balance. Even all the BPAs and the microplastic and the phthalates that are in your water are cooking you. Even down to the glyphosate that they spray on wheat, which is what your bread is made out of, is cooking your hormones. All this to say, if you're under the age of 21 and you're in your prime window to grow, don't throw it away and be aware of what's actually affecting you in the real world. Because I'm making this video from the bottom of my heart. I did not grow a single inch in between the age of 16 to 18 because of all this. Like, ignorance is bliss, but at the end of the day, it all affected me from not hitting my genetic potential. And I bet to this day I would still be a little bit taller if I just didn't have that 2 years of just my height being stunted. Luckily, I was able to reverse it. I grew 4 inches after the age of 18, all the way to being 6'2". So yes, I'm happy now, but at the end of the day, I could have probably been like 6'3", 6'4", even though I didn't have the tallest parents. My mom was about 5'5". My dad was about 5'9.5". So I really hope this video gave you the awareness to actually take your health seriously, because it can have crazy effects on your body, especially when you're trying to grow taller. And I know this from personal experience after implementing all these strategies and research I've done. I've mentioned a bunch of other strategies in another video I've made. I literally started growing again within 2 months, and this is what I tend to see with a lot of people. I have a private school community where I help people grow taller, get in better shape, all that kind of stuff. And it usually takes people about 1 to 2 months of implementing all these strategies before they start seeing height growth again, before they start getting growth spurts again. So don't be motivated if you don't see instant results. It's going to take a little bit of time. And if you would like to join my private school community, the link is in the description. You'll have one-on-one access to me privately. You can ask me unlimited questions. You'll also have a community full of like-minded individuals. We do weekly Zoom calls there where you can ask questions, and I give you all the secrets, all the modules, all the videos I've ever made about how to grow taller and how to maximize your height growth. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and shout out to you guys. We just hit 10,000 subscribers here. We are literally the strongest community out there. Take notes, share the notes, implement the notes, and stay consistent.